All right, I got a question for you. When your TV remote loses battery power and you open it up and you take out the AA batteries and you throw them in the garbage can in the kitchen, are you breaking the law? Something to think about. This episode might even have worthwhile information in it because John and Nancy are still talking. All right, so Nancy came across this article about stuff that is against the law if you throw it away in your, garbage can at your house.
Yeah, it could be against the law. Also bad for the environment, that type of thing.
Well, that's usually why it's against the law.
Right.
I would assume. So, one of this is probably my biggest issue.
What's that?
It's just cell phone stuff. Cell phones, cell phone batteries, cell phone chargers, cell phone.
Yeah.
What do you do with we go through cell phones, right? And in a big family like mine, we got all these old phones. You can trade some of them in, but they didn't do some of those trade-in programs initially, so I have some older phones,
right,
like flip phones, and I don't know if you can recycle those or what.
Well, more states are making it illegal to throw out your old tech, like old phones, especially if they do have batteries in them. It's bad for the environment.
So what do I do with it?
Well, the first thing you can do is Google a recycling center near you. You can also donate old phones, to nonprofits. A lot of times they could use some of those old phones. I know that some domestic abuse programs use old phones to give to women or men.
And what would they use them for? Just untraceable kind of burner phone kind of thing, so you can get off the grid a little bit?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
So you can reach out to local organizations like that.
I think they do some of that kind of recycling, like at Best Buy or things like that. They'll do some. But I tell you, so I had a couple of monitors, right? Like computer monitors. Mm-hmm. And this is a while back. I think I might even still have them in the garage. But I went to recycle them, and they were going to charge me like $50 to recycle these items. And I'm like, dang, I think maybe I'll wait.
Yeah, sometimes they do that.
And see if there's a change in policy down the road. Not that $50 is that bad to do that, but at the time I was just like, I don't have $50 to recycle these monitors. Can't you do that for less? But maybe that's changed.
So now I'm looking online right now. It says Best Buy. You can recycle up to 3 items per household per day, and cell phones are on that list.
How about monitors?
Now, you want to check your local Best Buy. Let's see, computers and tablets. It doesn't have any monitors. No monitors.
TVs and monitors and things like that, they're more expensive. And sometimes, keep an eye out for when communities will do this. Sometimes they'll do, hey, it's an electronics recycling. E-waste day, and you can probably get some of that done for free. We're talking about stuff that it's illegal to throw it out. You just should not be throwing this in the garbage. You should definitely not be dumping stuff like paint in landfill places. Like, you don't want to take a bucket of paint and throw it in your regular garbage.
Right.
Because it has stuff in it that's flammable.
And it's not good for the environment. Now, a lot of times you can dry it out. It does take a while, and, it's a little bit annoying. But you can use like an absorbent kitty litter, or shredded paper or sawdust or something, and it will help absorb the moisture. And then once the paint is dry, you can put it out with the garbage.
I know they do like certain places, AutoZone and places like that. They'll recycle oil. Like if you change your own oil and you bring the oil to them, they'll recycle that. A lot of paint stores or stores that sell paint, Lowe's, etc. I think they'll recycle old paint for you if you take it in there. But always check before you go. But it's good not to be dumping that stuff because eventually it's all going to get in the groundwater, right? Eventually, all that stuff will seep down into the water.
Well, and that's kind of following the same line, old medications. So if you toss or flush them, they can end up in the water supply. So they say don't just take your medications, old medications, and put them in the toilet and flush them down the toilet. Don't do that. So
our good friends, All-One Pharmacy and Compounding Center, they do that for free. So you can take your old medications, and they will
have a safe disposal.
A safe disposal area there that you just stop by either location, and they will dispose. I think most pharmacies do that. I just plug All-Ones because they're our friends. But you are then making sure that medicine is not getting into anything else other than you or the recycling center.
Right. Another big problem that people have are old tires. I mean, if you drive past somebody's house and they've got an old tire out there on the lawn, they don't know what to do with it.
And you know what old tires do? They collect water and then mosquitoes breed in them. I had someone tell me that one time.
No, a lot of times tire shops will take them off your hands when you get new tires. So they'll take your old tires. Now, there might be a small recycling fee. But, in Peoria, and this might happen in your community too, a lot of times, like you said, they have an event. They have it's called, what is it called? It's called Tireless. It's an event that happens every year in Peoria, and they collect all old tires.
Yeah, I've heard of that before. Yeah, for sure. And but this is the big one. So we're talking about stuff you're not supposed to throw.
Oh, it's called the Tireless Project.
Okay.
And you can actually, if you're in the local area, you can visit appreciatepeoria.com, and they have Tireless Project dates because they only do it on specific dates.
And again, check with the EPA locally or nationally about any of this stuff just before if you have any questions or concerns about it. But I had someone tell me one time I was throwing a battery away. I threw like a C battery, just a regular old battery. You can't throw that away. That's illegal to throw that away. You can't throw those. You can't put batteries in a landfill.
It's just like a regular alkaline battery.
Yeah, just like a AA
Not
battery.
A rechargeable
and I was getting yelled at for throwing them in the garbage. And I said, I don't think it's illegal to throw batteries in the trash. I think that's okay. So checked into it. Guess this. Guess what? Most states still let you dispose of standard alkaline batteries like AA's and C's and AAA's in regular landfill trash. California does not. Yeah. So if you're throwing a battery away in California in your regular garbage, you're breaking the law.
Now, here's the deal. If you don't want to throw your alkaline batteries away, if you are just uber concerned about any of that going into landfills, you can get a mail order kit. It's like a recycling kit. And this is a good resource. Call to Recycle. It's CALL and then the number 2. Recycle. It's one of the companies that offer mail-in battery recycling kits. So if you've got a bunch of alkaline batteries, you can put them in a box, and once the box gets full, you can get this recycling kit, and it comes with a container, and then you can send it to them, and they'll recycle it.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good advice right there.
Actually, Home Depot partners with Call to Recycle. You cannot take alkaline batteries to Home Depot, but there are other recyclables at Home Depot.
Very cool.
Like rechargeable batteries.
I'm getting a weird feeling about this podcast today. I feel like we're actually trying to do some good. Normally, we just talk about stupid stuff, and I feel a little outmatched right now.
Well, I found it to be interesting.
No, it is. I mean, I thought about the battery thing all the time because anything that's battery related is best to not be in a landfill.
Right.
I mean,
for sure.
in perfect world. And let's face it, we use a ton of batteries.
Yeah.
So
there's one more thing during my research on this that I came across. So I burn candles. I burn a lot of candles. And I think everybody knows, so when a candle gets really low, it will stop burning. But then there's candles left. There's like hard candle wax in the bottom of the candle. And I'm always like, I feel so bad throwing this glass away. I should be recycling it, but I can't because the wax. So I came across how to reuse those glass containers. And I know it sounds simple, and I probably could have come up with this myself, but how to clean out your glass candle jars. So turn on your oven in its lowest temperature, set your empty candle in the oven while it's preheating, and then leave it in there for 10 to 15 minutes. Use, obviously, an oven mitt to take the candle out of the oven, and then pour the hot wax, which is now melted, into some kind of carton or directly in the trash. Wash the jar out with warm soapy water, and then you can use it you can repurpose it for household uses like pot a small plant. You can use it for office supplies, or you can for random trinkets, whatever like that. So
this is what has thrilled you today?
I'm very excited about
recycling candle glass. This is what's exciting. Well, instead of doing that, just do what I do. Buy fake candles that run on batteries and then throw the batteries away after they roll out.
Okay.
After they run out. That's what I like
Hopefully
to do.
You took something away from this podcast that might help you.
It's the single most useful edition of John and Nancy Are Still Talking. And I don't know, maybe we'll actually try to do some good with this project in the future. Who knows? Because if you keep listening,
we'll keep talking.
Have a good one.
Bye.